Right then, hello and welcome to Rallycross. This is one of my all-time favourite games and still on my top 3 list of 1997. The other two being Final Fantasy VII and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But yeah, this game is incredibly good fun. Even after almost 30 years since its release, it is still an incredibly fun game. And if you haven't checked it out before, or don't even know what it's like, then I highly recommend trying it out for yourself if you can get a copy. Anyway, so yeah, this is a very loose premise on the Rallycross discipline. It's not... well, it doesn't follow Rallycross. It is just an arcade representation of the Rallycross name. So you have multiple modes. You have normal, head-on, and mixed. We are going to go through all versions of each mode. And in the end, we'll unlock a bonus mode as well. So we're going to start with normal, then we're going to go on to head-on, and then mixed. So you're not going to miss anything at all. Normal is exactly what it says on the tin. It is just a race to the finish, and if you win, you win. Simple as that. So, yeah, let's just input my name very quickly. I do not like these name formats. There we go. So you got Rookie, Veteran, and Pro. They are just difficulties in name only. The game really doesn't get more difficult as you progress. It's always on the difficult side. You can win races, lose races. You know what it's like. So anyway, we're going to start with Rookie. You have the WRA. You have the Satkins. You have the SKB. You have Lions, and then you have SLSR, and then you have Monkey, and then Reptile and Alta. So you have a nice little selection of cars to start with. I always pick the Alta because it reminds me of the Volvo 850 Estate from the 1994 British Touring Car Championship, but we will be using different car models as we go on through the other game modes. So we're going to start with the good old Alta, and our first race then is Oasis. In the Rookie Championship on normal, you have 6 races to start with. Then on the Veteran, you have 8, and then Pro, you have 10. So yeah, this is the lovely machine. And go. Now you do have multiple camera angles, you just have to press select. And you got the further chase cam, or you got an internal camera, which I don't really like. It's, you know, it's not great if you suffer with motion sickness, as you can see. It's very bumpy and just not very good. So you do have a close chase cam as well, but I like to go onto the middle, just because you can see what else is going on. Now, all of these tracks as well have multiple paths that you can take. As you progress through the championship or the difficulty modes, then new paths will open and some will close. But yeah, all the tracks are relatively short. And you only have a maximum, I think the longest race is 9 laps in length. For this championship, oh, and he's rolled. But for this championship, you have 3 races around the Oasis, the jungle, and the mines, and then you do the races again, but they're reversed. So now, the rolling mechanic is rather unique. If you've played any arcade racing games before, if you roll your car, the car will just magically pop back onto its wheels, and you can carry on as if nothing ever happened. Not so with this game. If you roll the car, which will happen many times, you have to actually flip the car back over yourself by rocking the car left and right. So if that happens, then you'll see it firsthand. But yeah, it's a rather unique premise, which I don't actually think many other games have done. Ever. So yeah, it's rather unique. The cars themselves as well have the suspension technology, so all the suspension on the cars are independent, which is something that the developers were very boastful about. Unfortunately though, the sound effects of the suspension does sound a bit like an old squeaky mattress. Now the cars do pick up damage as well, but it is only cosmetic damage. It doesn't do anything to the engine or anything like that. So you can see the front of the car is a little bit borked, but again, doesn't do anything to the components or anything like that. Okie dokie, coming up to the final lap. Oh, and there we go. And no, we've rolled it back onto our wheels. That's absolutely fine. And we are absolutely miles ahead, so we're not going to lose this race. We never usually lose the first 2 races. Mines is where it, you know, can get a little bit difficult if the leader does get out ahead of you. But Jungle and Oasis are usually straightforward. And there we go. And if you press the back button while the end of the race, it locks the camera in place, so... There we go, and you get a replay. Unfortunately, no proper replay cameras or anything like that, so... Yeah, you're just stuck with the normal chase cameras or onboard camera as you had during the race. So yeah, there we go then. It took 3 minutes, and we beat the opposition. We got lap record as well, 34.13, and a race record of 3:03.36. 100 points, 75, 50, and 25 are the points rewarded for the top 4. And there are 5 races left. Save record times? No. Save season? No. And continue season? Yes, please. So, islands or jungle. This one, I always keep assuming that the rivers on this track are milk. You'll see why in a minute. Anyway. And go. We're already trying to take each other out. Get out the way, please. Now, it's good that the AI do, you know, try and take each other out as well as the player. So it is an even playing field. Now, one thing you've got to be careful of, if you're going at top speed or relatively top speed, every car is very top heavy. So it doesn't matter if you're in a little hatchback or if you're in an estate car like this one. All the cars act like they are Ford Transit vans. So you will flip over very easily. And as you've seen, the river of milk that we drove through. So I don't know why in the Oasis level you had rivers that went across and, you know, they looked like water, or, you know, as close to water as you can get on a PlayStation. But on this one, it's just milk. And you have, like, puddles of mud halfway through the stage as well, so it is like, you know, milk and mud. Or milk and chocolate. But yeah, as you've seen some of the other paths, or the other differing paths, they were blocked off. And there's the river of milk. Again, I don't know why the water is white. Never could figure it out. Even the waterfalls are milk. Now, if we go up this hill, you'll notice that there's like a slight rumbling. There you go, there's the rumbling. That's because there's a volcano on the left-hand side, but there's no animation, there's no smoke, there's no lava. So you don't actually know that there's a volcano there, apart from the fact that it's rumbling every time you drive past it. Which is a shame, you know, a bit of lava going down the side of the mountain would have been quite snazzy. But alas. Okay, final lap. Of course, this was the first instance in a racing game in the UK where we had the white flag rule, because, you know, last laps in races here in the UK and further afield like Europe, the white flag isn't really a thing. That's more of an American thing. The white flag is usually there for a slow-moving vehicle on the circuit. So if you'd watch like the Nürburgring 24 Hours, for example, if there was a course vehicle on the track going at a relatively slow speed, then they would bring out the white flag just to warn other drivers. Usually, the last lap is signified by the last lap board. It's just someone sticking a board out of the side of the wall, and it says last lap. And there you go. So there you go, 2 races down and 2 victories, a very strong start. And we won that one quite easily as well, which is a shock. That one usually gives me problems. But there we go, 2 minutes 50. And we get the lap record and a course record as well. And we lead the championship by 75 points over second place. So, yeah, not too bad. But that can all change. If you have a couple of really bad races, then it can change. But anyway, Mines, my favourite track in the game. And you have a load of spectators and they love going, oi, 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 oi. It is actually quite funny. Anyway, 2, 1, go! Oh, I'm being hung up on the back of the yellow machine. Take the high road. Slingshot around these two, hopefully. Oh no, he's just going to roll. That's fine. Now what's really cool about this game as well is that the... Oh, there you go. Oi, 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 oi. The tracks actually evolve with each season. So at the moment you've only got like a little mud pit in the middle of the crossover. Later on in the veteran and pro category, the track becomes more and more covered in mud because the actual weather effects change the actual characteristics of the tracks. And it's not just this track, it's all tracks. They all have their own little differences and so on. However, this is one of only a couple that have no alternative routes going through it. It's just a single track. So of course they had to mix it up a little bit by adding different little sections or, you know, little characteristic changes to it. But yeah, all around here is usually covered in mud. And the weather does change, like I mentioned. It's usually raining or so on. Oi, 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 oi. Oh. You can see that the car did get on 2 wheels there because it almost rolled. Luckily, you know, it is very lenient on the fact that you can roll the car because you can actually get it on 2 wheels quite easily. And the game will be very forgiving, you can actually correct it. Or you can cartwheel through the air and land on your wheels and carry on going as if nothing happened. It's actually really cool. We've already lapped that doofus behind, but you don't get anything extra for lapping cars. So I might be able to lap the entire field. Or maybe not, no, because we're already on the last lap. And second place is already going through the mines, so... Well, we'll lap third place. Oh, we might actually lap him. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh! And we've rolled it. Okay, so this is where the flipping mechanic works. You can see you have to rock the car back and forward to get it back on its wheels again. So, rather unique. And to do that, it's the L2 and R2 buttons. And you still have control of the car when it's in this mode as well. As I go blasting into third and fourth. So we go 3 races down and 3 victories, so 300 points on the board. And who was second in the points finished third overall. And another course record as well, 239. So we got a tie now for second place. And fourth is still lagging back with 100 points. So I have quite a nice lead. We're going to head back to Oasis. And it's going to be backwards this time. So this championship should be pretty straightforward. If I can win this race, then yeah, I wouldn't be caught in a championship. 2, 1, go! Get out of the way. We'll take the high road first, and we'll take the low road afterwards. Even though the low road is longer. I do like to mix it up just to make things interesting. Our fastest lap so far, or the fastest lap recorded on the reverse version, is a 35.46. Should be able to beat that quite easily. Not on lap number 1, only got a 35.83. See, again, the water there looks like water. In the jungle stage, it looks like milk. I don't get it at all. Again, we've got a huge lead. Oh, no, almost kept it on 2 wheels. That's absolutely fine. Oh. Forgot what button was reverse there. No, come on. Oh, crap. Come on, flip it back over. There we go. Okay, 2 laps to go. And still haven't beaten the lap record yet. Oh. And we're not going to do it by going into the brick walls or the rock formations. Cheers for the nudge. Now, what's unfortunate is that the sequel to this game came out, what, a year, 2 years after. And it doesn't feel the same at all. It feels really, really bad. The handling characteristics of Rallycross 2 are really quite awful. I mean, the weight of the cars, or the cars in this game, they do feel like they have a lot of weight to them. They do feel quite sluggish in turning. But it adds to the weight factor of the cars. In the second game, that just feels too flimsy. It's not that great. But, yeah, we'll get to that when we get on with that game, so. And there we go, another victory. 400 points in the bank so far. So I don't think we can be caught now. We'll have a look. Oh, so the mustard-looking car was second. So, actually, we still could be caught, but no, actually, we can't because you still get 25 points for finishing fourth. So, even if we finish the last two races, we'll get 50 points. We'll still win. So there you go. Continue season, yes, please. So back to the islands. Back to the milk rivers. And go. Get out of the way. This doofus just doesn't want to get out of my way at all. There we go. But yeah, this game still holds up really, really well, even for, you know, today's standards. You know, it's still incredibly good fun. It's not that difficult. And it looks good as well. It's got some nice aesthetics to it. And some little things that you don't even notice the first time you play it. I mean, like there's a couple of huts there and you got some tribesmen that are stood there with some spears and stuff looking at you as you're driving along. Even in the trees as well, there's some snakes hanging down. And if you're sat stationary, you can hear the sound effects of like tigers and monkeys. So yeah, it's some nice little aesthetics to the game. And that's all tracks as well, it's not just on this one. You've got little things on all of the circuits that you don't really notice first time round. Oh. That's right, we're still going. Bit wary though, you got some photographers there stood on the edge of that volcano. And if it is erupting, then they're probably scorching their arses. Trying to get a good photo. No, come on. Roll it over it. There we go. Now that is the biggest critique of this game, is the rolling mechanics, or when you're trying to flip the car back over. Sometimes it doesn't register your input correctly. So rather than trying to flip the car over properly, it sort of like just half-asses it, and you don't get to flip the car over at all. So you have to keep doing it multiple attempts, and by that time, like I've just done, you lose a lead and potentially lose a race win. So we'll try and get it back. Try and take him on the inside if we can. Or not. Oh. No, well, that went completely Pete-tong. Oh well, we didn't get the victory, but, you know, I think he's last in points anyway, so it doesn't really make no odds. Oh well. It's fine, and roll it at the end as well. We were nowhere near the best time on that stage either, sadly. But oh well. So yeah, the mustard machine does get second place, or gets the first win, second in points. And still a tie for third and fourth. So, anyway, back to the mines. Save season, no. Continue season, yes. So, win this race or just finish the race, and we've won the Rookie Championship. Which, again, nice and simple. And go. Go on, get out of the way. Will you get out of the way, please? There you go. Get into the wall. Sod off. I would have liked to have had more cars than just 4 on the track at any one time. I think they could have potentially added 2 more, so you could have had 6 cars. Or maybe even 8. It would get a little bit more crowded, but I think it would be a bit more enjoyable with everyone just crashing into each other. It would be like Rallycross meets Destruction Derby. The squeaking of the suspension, though, is definitely me sitting my arse down in my chair. And he's going to try and roll back over as well. Okay, 2 to go. Oh, and over we go again. So yeah, there we go. That is the Rookie Championship complete. And when we get to the start-finish line, you're given a nice pseudo 3D podium of your car and a trophy, which looks really squashed and stretched. But, oh well. Again, it's not bad for 1997. Anyway, exit the replay and get to the final standings. There we go. Lap record and a course record as well. 575 points to 350. 300, and then who was second in points for quite a while finishes fourth with 275. And there you go. The pseudo 3D cardboard cutouts. Yeah, the car doesn't look 3D. It does look like a cardboard cutout. So does the trophy. And then you got a couple of people taking photographs of, I would assume, the cameramen, because they're not even facing the car. Anyway, we are the Rallycross World Champions of 1997. But that's just the Rookie Championship, and we've got 2 other Rookie Championships to do. I'm not going to save the record times because I really don't care. So we want a new season, and we're going to go to the Head-On Championship. Now, it will look... See, we've already unlocked the Veteran, but we don't want to do that. We want to do the Rookie classes on all of the championships, And then we're going to go to the veteran and then the pros, just because it unlocks everything. There's a couple of bonus cars you can only get when you unlock some of the bonus features at the end. So this is what's going to happen. So yeah, that was the normal championship in the rookie campaign. We're going to do the head-on championship next time, followed by the mix, and we're going to go back to normal to do the veteran, similarly to the head-on and mix, and then the pro, normal, head-on, mix, similar, you know, rinse and repeat. But yeah, next time then is going to be the head-on championship, apply directly to the forehead, and I will see you for that next time. So thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and bye for now.